¿Qué lo que, Knicks fans? Welcome to episode 69 of KnicksWilding podcast. Hey, episode 69. You might like this episode if you're into that kind of thing, but you already know the vibes, man. Triple M in the building with my guys is Don Juan and Zebo. Haven't chopped it up with y'all in a minute, fellas, so I gotta get y'all thinking. Don Juan, how you feeling, man? Tell people it's really good.
Man, I feel like I gotta go to the gym, man. I gotta get on this diet because Thanksgiving week was a hell of a
Facts.
run, man. One for the ages. A lot of eating, a lot of beers, a lot of catching up with fam, but a good time nonetheless. Thankful to be alive, see another year. Not only just with the fam and my friends and family, but with you guys too, man. Nick fans, man. We've been on this journey together for a few years now. We gotta keep running it up, run these numbers up. Got a special announcement later on today, but nonetheless, man, glad to be back. But no, you want to talk about Knicks, man. You want to talk about Knicks. It's been a a little bit more of a reality check for us as Knicks fans, But nonetheless, I mean, it's what the season's about. When competitions come steps up to the plate, you gotta swing for the fences, and sometimes you're gonna strike out. My for a little baseball analogy for y'all.
I see you. Zebo was really good, bro.
Shit, man. Just seems like Don Juan said, man. Has enjoyed the holidays. I ain't gonna lie, some of these next games, I thought the pernil and the mac and cheese was giving your boy the blood pressure, but it's definitely the Knicks, bro. Cause these games, man, these games had me on a roller coaster. I ain't gonna lie, man. So can't wait to talk to y'all about that, cause definitely got a lot to chop it up with y'all
Hmm.
It
about.
was a crazy week, fellas. It was a crazy week, but we got to talk about the game that just passed, Knicks versus Suns. And the Knicks came out that game very lackadaisical and sloppy, fellas. Just they were down 12 at the end of the first quarter, 34-22. This game had no Kevin Durant, no Bradley Beal, not even Grayson Allen played, who gives them some depth. Their injury report was long, and the Knicks allowed Eric Gordon to turn back the clock, and he went for 25. Devin Booker was gonna get his, you know that he had 28 points and 11 assists, and it was just a variety of players that just killed us. And Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks coach, he talked about it. The Knicks just played with fire all night. They just were getting out rebounded and out hustled. Something that you don't see much with this Knicks team. Like they always come out and bring it. But for this game, if I don't know if it was that Sunday, I don't know if it was like Zebo said that Bernil was still working its way around. Uh, they just didn't look good at all. They got a little fire from Julius Randle. He went off in the third quarter, 5 of 7. And Jalen Brunson was the only one to show up this game. He had 35 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. A big game from JB, just showing clutch genes after another, man. Just hit a couple big shots at the end and almost tied the game with a three at the end that went in and out. Wow, that would have gone crazy if we would have made that. But listen, for me, fellas, I was disappointed because we got to protect home court. We got to protect home court at MSG, and we did it. With no Bradley Beal and no Kevin Durant, you got to win that game. And once again, I'm going to just start saying this, and then I think I'm going to just press a button so I could say over and over again. Free throw. Once again, the Knicks lose a game basically on free throws. They went 23 for 32 from the free throw line, missed 9 free throws, and they missed 4 free throws in the fourth quarter and lost the game by 3 points. Like, this is something that has been a common theme with this Knicks team. I remember vividly that Boston game, and there's been other games in between where it's just been bad free throw shooting. So for me, I was disappointed, but luckily, the week ahead seems a little easier. It's something that you got to just move on quick from. But this is a game, man. I wish we would have got. Would have been feeling very good with these light games coming up, and we got to rack up wins. We got to rack up wins, fellas. How you feeling, Don Juan, after this Knicks Suns game?
I mean, I'm not feeling too good. A bit similar to what you said, the fact that Kevin Durant was out. I was really monitoring the situation. I actually sent you a message, like, yo, I think he's playing today. I saw a couple of clips of him on Twitter of him working out. and he was moving well. So he just missed a game or two. I'm not sure. I think this might have been his second game, but I thought he just needed a rest day, so he was gonna come out in MSG and show out like most stars do, right? They'll sit out when they're facing Brooklyn, but play against the Knicks. So I saw he was gonna play. I thought he was gonna play, and he didn't. So what did I do? I threw a little money on the Knicks parlay because I thought it was going to be an automatic hit. And I guess some of the players thought the same too. They saw their opponent. They saw a lot of guys missing on the other side. A bunch of no names to the casual NBA fan, and them guys balled out. You got a vintage Eric Gordon performance last night where he went off. I think he made like six threes. He looked good out there, and Nurkic also played a good part in that first quarter where really that's where the game. I felt like that's where I'm not gonna say we lost it, but it was where we had to come back. When we dig ourselves in a hole, I mean, what do you expect? And as a Knicks fan, Knicks fans, you're used to this. You dig yourselves in a hole, you start complaining, you're pissed off, pointing your fingers at people, start talking about trade this guy, fire this guy, and then they come back. They reel you in. They playing with your emotions. I mean, this is the typical Nick game at this point, especially during that third quarter run where that's where it seemed like we built this momentum. It seemed like those guys that were making shots on the other side of the court were making them and they were falling for us. Especially when Julius Randle started started feeling it. It felt like, if he's gonna keep playing like this all game, there's no way they're gonna stop us. But you know that it was a back and forth fourth quarter, and when it comes to a game like this, like Triple M mentioned, a close game, you got to hit your free throws. We lost with that obviously after that big shot, where I know some people were blaming, the defensive rotation on that was Randall's hands up. Should have he closed out more? Should have RJ closed out a little bit more? But it's we lost the game way before that, and that was the free throws. Whether it was played right or wrong, I think it could have been played tighter, obviously. But it was also a tough shot nonetheless. He's a big shot maker. He's actually complained about being double teamed before, and he got double teamed and made a tough shot, especially in a clutch situation, which raises the stakes even higher. And if Brunson hits that shot, it's a different game. But we lost realistically, we lost the game at the free throw line. We had plenty of opportunities. I mean, 32 attempts is a lot of attempts, and the fact that you can't even make, closer to 80% is something to worry about, especially this point in the season. We're almost 20 games in. You already got to take that rust off of what you probably had those first couple games or first stretch of games. Like it seems like this might be the reality with the Knicks that it has been carrying over throughout the season. I mean, we've missed a lot of clutch free throws or missed free throws that could have won us some games, and this is another one that we can add to the list.
Tough game, Don Juan. You brought up an interesting point that Randall closeout. So gotta ask Zebo about that definitely. Cause Zebo he hit me up. He was like a little upset. So Zebo, give me your thoughts on the game and talk about that closing possession where Devin Booker just hit basically
Yeah,
the
bro.
game.
I mean, elite players. That's what they do, man. Like he spoke about it in the post game over the fact that that's a comfortable shot for him. Like that's like a shot he actually practices 100 times. So, I mean, great shot by an elite player. But I don't even want to mention that. Like I don't even want to emphasize the great game Jalen Brunson had because I mean we know he's carried us this season. Yo, it's crazy because if there's one thing like we complain about the shooting, we complain about the free throw shooting, stuff like that. But yo, there's one thing you can't complain about this team is the effort. Like this team like just gives effort. Like that's why we are in some that's why we in some of these a lot of these games is just straight off effort. But and so that's what just like it got me so confused as to why Randall be having these like these mental like just late like these effortless like moments. I'm just like yo, like for real. I don't know if y'all remember, but in the fourth quarter when Mitchell Robinson was about to shoot his free throws, they had to. I think it was one of our assistant coaches, I think it was Johnny Bryan, he was literally screaming at Randall, like, yo, get to the rebound line. Like, and he's there just complaining to the refs the whole time. This was in the fourth quarter when Mitchell was about to shoot free throws. and they screaming at him like, "Yo, get to the rebound line, so you go ahead and catch the rebound." Because we know Mitch is going, Mitch is my boy, but we know he's a 1 for 2. He's a 1 for 2. Like, it's gonna be 1 for 2. And so everyone is expecting to, get effort to get that rebound. And listen, we lead the league in rebounding. So that should be something that especially someone like Randall, where he's a great offensive rebounder. For him to just have that mental lapse, not go there to the point where Brunson had to actually go ahead and go to the rebound line. And look at what happened, bro. Literally, the rebound that Mitchell Robinson missed, it literally hit at the area where Randall he was supposed to have his hands on the ball. Like, it's just it's situations like that that just got me like that. I'm the listen, man. I'm the number one defender of his. Like, I'll defend him to the end. Like, I know the effort that he puts into. I know the work that he puts in to make sure he can give it his all. But he's just not. I don't know, man. Like, obviously that third quarter, when he's on it like he did on that third quarter, like he's one of the most unstoppable dudes, like in the league, like top 10, like for me. But the problem is we only see it in spurts. We only see it in those third quarter sports, in third quarter, second quarter spurts where he goes crazy. Like, I just don't see it on a consistent basis, man. And honestly, at this point, like it is. I'm starting to lose a little bit of patience. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we have a winning record right now, but it's like I said, man. I mentioned in the last episode. There's no reason why we shouldn't right behind Boston and Milwaukee. I feel like we're the third best. I feel like we could be when he's on it, when Randall is consistently on it, when he's showing effort, because it's not even the shooting I don't really care about. I just really don't. I know a lot of people will put emphasis on that. I'm not going to. Some of the turnovers, yeah, they are, I don't like them, but I'll live with it because he's gonna most likely make the right pass right after. But it's just some of these effortless moments, it's just killing me, man. And that's honestly the reason we lost this game. And I'm not even gonna mention, because I know, listen, Devin Booker's an elite player, so he's gonna make that shot. But for him to have his hands up late for that shot is just like, again, I'm not an NBA player, so I'm not gonna say, again, I can't say what they're thinking what they're thinking at that moment. But I would expect a little bit of better closeout, knowing that you're gonna double team him, and knowing that, again, regardless of what you think of it on defense, he's athletically, like, this is a dude in good shape. Like, there's no reason why he can't have his hands up and really contest that shot. And so I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I know I'm here venting right now, but these moments, they starting to pile up, man. And it's starting to get a point where we're losing a little patience. I mean, I don't know if y'all check the standings, but I mean, you know who's in second place right now in the East, right? Like, come on, really? Like, behind the Magic, behind the Pacers. Like, come on, that's just
Yeah.
not. It's not gonna cut it. It's not
It's
gonna cut it.
early. It's early to be scoreboard watching, but wow, Zebo giving Randall a little something that I've been saying for a while already. And Don Juan, he be in the middle. Don Juan is in the middle a little bit. But listen, that was a great point about the free throw. I definitely remember that part of the game. And even at the end of the game, you saw quickly and Tiz kind of like guiding Randall what to do. They were kind of pointing. They were kind of like, now is the time. Um, Listen, Booker hit a tough shot. I can't say Randall didn't do the
I
best
don't
because
like the closeout. I
what
did.
I would say is that Booker is just inept at drawing fouls. How many times do you see Booker do that pump fake and get a defender in the air and draw a foul? Like that would have been bad. So he had to kind of jump late. He can't like what is he gonna do? He's not gonna fall for the pump fake. So I feel like it was a good contest. He would have jumped if he would have jumped early. I think Booker would have just split the down the middle and got an even easier shot. I mean, the guy practices that shot, but how many guys in the league can hit a fadeaway three going to his side? Like not even a fadeaway back, but a fadeaway three to his side. That was just a great shot by a great player. Obviously, you can nitpick. He could have done this better. He could have done that a little better. But at the end of the day, it was a great shot. And let's move on. And Don Juan mentioned it. This game was lost earlier in the game.
Yeah.
If we would have showed up in the first quarter, this game would have not even been close. I didn't look at how we outscored them after about like mid second quarter. We must have outscored them by like 15, 16 points. I mean, we took the game back, especially when Randall got hot. So
Yeah, we just
that
can't.
has,
We just can't expect Jalen to like carry us, bro. We just can't. Every single game,
I mean,
it
that's
just
the
can't happen.
that's just the team, Zebo, right now. Unfortunately, that is really just the team. I mean, quickly is giving us a nice spark, definitely.
Yeah,
But
good game.
listen, Julius,
DiVincenzo too.
it's we depend too much on Julius, and it is
But
what it is.
that's how the offense. You know, it is what it is. That
It
like
is
that's
what
how the
it is. When
offense is.
Julius is
That's how
playing
the
like he
off.
did in the third quarter, I mean the Knicks are working, but
But unfortunately, bro, like that's how the offense is structured. Like it's literally we're gonna go ahead and give Jalen the ISO. We're gonna have a bunch of shooters around them. Hopefully, they can make their shots. But if not, we need Randall to make the. We need. Randall is automatically the second option, and
Yeah,
especially when RJ don't got it, because RJ had a pretty, up
he
and
had a
down
bad game.
game.
He had a bad game
Yeah,
offensively.
and so we hopefully he's not, hopefully he's just, he's shaking off the rust. But again, this is our second best. Like this is the X factor. Like if we expect to be one of those top 3, 4 teams in the East, like we need Julius to play better. And if not, we're gonna be fighting for playing. It's easy as that.
No, I
for
mean,
sure
but
playing.
but at the same time, man, even though you are criticizing him, I seen you defend him on games that he's played a lot worse than what he did yesterday. And yesterday, it wasn't a terrible performance from him. It's just the there was a lot of bigger moments that kind of take over the that I overlook what he did. But if RJ makes a couple of his shots, the game is completely different. RJ was supposed to be the second man this year. It seemed like he was transitioning into being the second guy on or a second option, and he's kind of disappeared a bit these last couple of games. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe the injury, he's still recovering from that migraine thing, and just regaining that touch because he came out as a flamethrower to start the season. And at the same time, it's a game of averages. Sometimes you're gonna be hot, sometimes you're gonna get cold. But it just shows you how valuable even RJ is to the team, where it can't just be Julius and it can't just be Brunson carrying the team, and
No,
and it needs to be a consistent like star power and it will star power in our team just because everybody obviously Brunson is a one, but then the two B and three or 2A 2B is almost the same. I mean, I would say it's still Julius. At least I feel like I could rely on him a little more, but RJ should be the guy to transition. Our team is gonna be best with those three guys. Do what they got to do, and we
Of
all know that.
course,
And
of
obviously,
course,
IQ be still doing his thing, but those three guys, if they're not performing well, it's gonna be either a tough task for Brunson or realistically on the whole team.
of course. Yeah, we know that. But fellas, transitioning perfectly. Do you think this trade will improve the Knicks and maybe give the Knicks a little more scoring and somebody we could add?
Mm,
Uh, J.L. Edwards from the Athletic, he writes for the Detroit Pistons. Detroit is losing at a historical rate. I think they're like 2-15 right now. They just got blown out by the Washington Wizards. So you know it's bad when you're
that's
getting
crazy.
blown out by the Wizards. Can they be in full out tank mode soon and trade? Somebody who hasn't played for them. He's been nursing a calf injury, so they say at this point. We don't even know if it's true or not. But Bohan Bogdanovich, he was the leading scorer for the Pistons last year, averaged 22 points per game, shot 41% from three. We saw what he did with Utah, kind of like that third guy for Spider and Rudy Gobert. So Edwards, he proposed this trade, and he said he was talking to Fred Katz. Fred Katz writes here for the Knicks. Fred Katz actually said there's a world where this is the type of trade the Knicks seek to make. So let me give you guys the trade. It's Detroit receives their 2024 first round pick and Evan Fournier. So that pick by the Pistons is protected, heavily protected. We talked about it a lot. I'll give you the breakdown when I give my point. Uh, And the Knicks received Bogdanovich, so that 2024 first round pick and Evan Fournier, and the Knicks received Bogdanovich. Zebo, is this a trade that interests you, man?
If it includes that first round pick, I'll be honest, it doesn't. Just because I just feel like he obviously would bring a shooting, but I just feel like I think the see, I'm just not sure because that first round pick is valuable. Like that Detroit first round, especially because it's like you said, bro. Like
Well,
they're going back to
Zebo, let me.
Yeah,
I don't want to cut you
explain the
off.
protections real quick.
Let me read you the protections here. I found it. So that pick this year for the Pistons is 1 through 18 protected. So I can say with confidence we're not getting it this year.
no,
Next year it
okay,
rolls over and it's 1 through 13 protected. I don't know if we'll get it next year either. I mean, if they're losing
no,
this
no, no.
bad, there's not a difference maker, but you never know.
You never
Uh,
know. And but I
then the next year, 2025, is top 11 protected, and then in 2026 is top 8 protected, and if it's not conveyed, yeah, it just
That's
keep
so
throwing.
crazy,
It
man.
just keeps
yeah,
getting
nah,
conveyed. If it does not convey by 2026, it turns into 2 second rounders. So Zebo, we might be talking about 2 second rounders and Fournier, who's not even playing for
he's not
Bogdanovich.
even playing.
That first
I mean,
round
you put it that way. Yeah, no, I mean, if you put it that way, yeah, I would definitely, especially because Fournier. I mean, again, he's just not playing. That's definitely somebody that can probably, like probably bring value to another team, and this is a guy that can space the floor. I think one of the issues we're having too as well is that we're going back to the same offense we had last year, where we just letting either Brunson or Randall just go ISO, and there's just absolutely no flow to the offense. Like, there's
yeah.
no pace, there's nothing. Like, it's just the offense is just that slow. Like, I think I was looking at it earlier, and we're literally in the bottom of the league when it comes to pace. Like, there's no type of quick shots. Like, everything is just let's just go ahead and slow them down, ISO ball. And the reason why we brought people like DiVincenzo to our team is to go ahead and space that out. But and I'm not even sure trying to put him out because he's having a great season for us. But Josh Hart, man, I'm seeing the hesitation with him. I'm seeing a little bit of the hesitation with Grimes as well. Grimes isn't really shooting the ball well. So yeah, man, this is a vet. This is someone that can space the floor, and obviously, I feel like give us a little bit of flow on offense. So if you're talking about if that pick isn't, if that pick in a few years isn't valuable, then yeah, I would definitely go ahead and do that. Especially because
Well, we
he's
don't
not going to
know.
bring any value to Detroit.
We don't
But
know
regardless,
with
though, I
that.
mean, it's like, but we talking about two players that I mean, right now in their situations, they're just not getting. They're just right now getting no burn. I mean, I know he's nursing. I know he's nursing a injury, but I mean, Fournier's not doing nothing right now. So,
Not at all.
I mean,
Don Juan.
if
Oh,
you bring
sorry.
him here, you definitely get him minutes, though.
Yeah. Don Juan, how you feeling about that trade proposal?
So I know a lot of people got their eyes on the big prize and trying to trade for like the Embiids of the world, which I mean I'm not opposed to, but not to get it confused with my take here. But I just don't think we're ready to swing for the fences, and this is a nice calculated move that no matter what is an upgrade. Fournier ain't playing, and for a pick that we've I don't see it conveying. Pistons are terrible. Maybe that what 2026 when it's top 8 protected. That's probably when you see its potential. But for us to hold on to that pick, I mean, we're either trading that pick now or we're going to trade it. When we do end up for a big star, so it's going to get traded. But I'm pretty sure most teams in the market are looking at that pick like that's not really much right now. It's not. We're not going to see that pick for years, and who knows who's in that class and how things are going to play out. And by then, that pick, even if let's say the Pistons turn it around, it's going to be a late round first pick. By then, at least you would assume for the Pistons would be in that position. By then, who knows that they've been terrible, man. But in the Knicks perspective, I think there's a good move. I mean, we do need the shooting, like Zebo said. We do need some spacers, and we need guys that just gonna make the game easier for guys like Brunson and Randall and RJ, who they 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 succeed in the paint, middies and just attacking the paint. That's when they work. That's when they work best. And a guy like Bogdanovich, who yes he could score, but I also think he's a team player. He makes the extra passes. He's a big body. He's a capable defender. I'm not gonna say he's all defense, but he's a guy that still could stay in front of his man. And look, we've also needed some size here. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's like 6'8". So a guy at 6'8" is what we've been looking for a minute now, especially with the fact that we just got a bunch of guards kind of playing out of their position. Everybody could, go back to the normal position a bit. And yeah, I think it'll be a good trade. The only concern is that by getting him, we're forced to 10-man rotation, which is good as well too. But is Tibbs gonna be willing to, lean on a 10-man rotation, which we know that he doesn't. He actually makes emphasis on the fact that he likes his 9-man rotation. But we need to stretch some. We need to give some time. We need to take the load off of some of our guys. Like Zebo said, Grimes ain't playing really well. Maybe he could use a little more extra rest. Josh Hart hasn't been playing well either. He could use a little rest, and maybe even Randall, who realistically he's been the only power forward out there taking all the abuse. Where we could play a little small ball with Bogdanovich at power forward at times, which you've seen him back in Utah. He played power forward every now and then as well. So I think it's a nice move, at some versatility as well. So I would do it if that offer is on the table.
For me, I think the Knicks make this trade if how much do they value that first round pick? That's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
they see it with any value um to hold on? Because maybe 1 through 8 in a few years it might look better. But for me personally, I mean, come on, man, Bogdanovich. I'm sorry, I'm not trading a first round pick for that man. I mean, the man is 34 years old. Uh, Don Juan was being nice when he said he's okay on defense. I mean, the man has 2 feet that don't move. He doesn't. He's not. He's slow He's slow horizontally. So then what are we gonna do? We're gonna stick him in the starting lineup and kind of have put RJ at the 2 and lose our best defender in Grimes and put him at the 3. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see Tibbs playing 10 people. So now you're just cluttering the rotation. You guys mentioned maybe give Josh Hart a rest. I mean, Josh Hart is only playing like 21 minutes a game. He's already complaining about minutes earlier today. He was already complaining how he just can't get in rhythm, and he just doesn't want to be shooting. Basically, he was basically saying that earlier today. So, listen, I know we're looking for the home run deal, and I wouldn't be opposed of making moves on the edges. Don't sell me Bogdanovich, fellas. I'm sorry. I was listening to you guys, and I'm like, yeah, they're making great points. But no, this guy is Bojan Bogdanovich. He averaged 21 points on the Detroit Pistons. The team was terrible last year. I mean, even in Utah, he was just not moving the needle. They were always eliminated in the first round. And that's why the Knicks didn't even trade for Spiders. So I'm just not really. That's just not a move for me to improve on the edges for me. I'm sorry, fellas. I'm sorry. I love y'all points though. I really love y'all points, but Bogdanovich is not it for me. Triple M is a no. Zebo is on
Nah, I
50-50
feel nah, I
after he
feel you.
heard
Nah,
about
nah, I feel you. I mean, like I said, I'm 50-50, and we have to ask ourselves a question too. Like, is that really a Tips type of player? Like, I don't even think he would do. Like, I just don't see him signing off on something like that. But again, this is someone is like you said, he did drop 20 points on a bad team, but imagine him on a good team where I mean, the only thing he literally has to do is shoot for us because that's it's like I said, that's literally our offense is that we're gonna go ahead like obviously the defense is gonna focus on Brunson, and then he's gonna make the right decision with the ball every time and look for shooters. And the problem is that we just can't make shots right now. And even though we be complaining about the shots. I mean, we're not shooting at a bad percentage, but we could definitely be shooting better. I feel like. And so
Exactly.
that and so he does add that. So
we're
I'm
shooting
just saying,
terrible.
but I just don't think, yeah, nah. I mean, but yeah. So like I said, having someone like that, may help, but I don't even see Tibbs signing off on something like that.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
even if
Tibbs
they
is
do
not the
trade too,
GM. Tibbs is not the GM. You
yeah,
got a
but
lot of power on
hopefully
Tibbs.
hopefully, yeah. Tibbs is not the one deciding on whether we're trading for
But
But
that's a
think
Kuzma.
about it
perfect.
though. If there's a player he wants, you don't think Leon Rose is gonna go ahead and do what and go ahead and give it, give the
I
green
think
light.
I think
Josh
he
Hart
plays a
was a
part.
player he really liked.
I think
I
he
think
plays a
Josh
part.
Hart.
Exactly.
But this is a perfect segue, Zebo. Now that you mentioned it, our OGM Scott Perry. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's on tour trying to become a general manager. He's like doing in per. He's on the radio now. He's giving out all our sources lately. He's like,
For real.
I
He's a
think the Knicks might be doing this, and it's like, bro, you was in the office last year. You know exactly what we thinking. Our thinking has not changed. He's talking about Donovan Mitchell. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Ninja P, I liked you, but man, you gotta be easy. Take it easy with the tone. But he actually talked. He has a weekly podcast he's doing with some guys here. Let me pull up their names. I'm sorry.
Seen him on ESPN too. He's on ESPN now
He's on
too.
the Hoop Genius podcast every Monday. That is with BJ Armstrong. And they talking about here Scott Perry. He said if he were if he were still the Knicks GM, what he's saying, he would look to trade for a big two-way wing. Maybe play RJ down at the two. They could they can use that size. And he also said the BJ asked him, "How about OG Ananobi?" We talked about OG at length. Scott Perry responds, "Yes, that's a very good name. If it did come to pass, I could see him fitting with this roster." So the OG back in the rumors here as Toronto's they off to a okay start. You can see them making a trade. I don't know if they'll trade for the Knicks after we suing their asses out of here for no reason, but playing the hypothetical game that we like to play here. How does a name like OG sound to you guys, Don Juan?
I like Obi. I'm Obi. Wow. Damn, I miss my guy.
Yo, calm. Yo,
But
I'm back. Don't do that. Don't do that.
no, Obi topping, man. 26 points the other day. No. But OG, I like OG, man. I feel like it's funny while he was describing that. I was actually listening to the episode, and while he was describing that, I'm like, he sounds like he's talking about OG. And then when the guy brought it up, he was like, "Oh, it seems like everybody's thinking the same thing." And he's really the guy. He's really somebody that complements the team. I know last year when there was a lot of trade rumors and whatnot. There was a lot of talk saying that he wants a big payday, that he also wants to have a bigger role on the team. That's one thing that worried about me in terms of trading for a guy like him, where he is young, but he's also entering his prime. Where I think with this next team, if he wants to play that role that was rumored, he wouldn't fit. But if he plays the exact same role he's playing with the Raptors, I think he's perfect. I mean, the guy shoots well from the field, 38% 3-point shooter for his career, and he's pretty big. Could play up his size. I mean, he's a true small forward, so it does put RJ back in his original position. And hearing Scott Perry talk about that, he comes from the bad boy Pistons era, and he spoke that about I think it was a previous episode where the Knicks maybe more instead of like a big piece away, they're more like a move away, like getting Rasheed Wallace. Even though Rasheed Wallace at that time was also a pretty great player too, but it's just they didn't trade a foundational piece. Whereas the Knicks right now, you could say that Grimes is probably like the one player that maybe we could not maybe I think we could use an upgrade for him right now, and the upgrade for him would be OG and moving RJ to the shooting guard position, which is really his natural position. Although we have spoken that maybe he's too slow for the shooting guard. Then there's gonna be questions like that coming up. But for this guy, I mean, I would definitely be interested in him. But who knows if we're even able to trade with them? And remember last year they were talking about two first round picks for this guy. Are we willing to do two first round picks? I mean, I would definitely include if one of the picks is a Pistons pick, I'll do it. But the valuable picks are really the Knicks picks, especially if they're unprotected. I think those are gonna be the most valuable ones.
Yeah, listen, I think OG is the perfect player. I really think He is the guy that will fit right into. He's basically what we want Quinn Grimes to be with the defense and the shooting,
Mhm.
and he doesn't need the ball. So like on this starting five right now, so dependent on Randall and JB. I think OG will be the perfect player, but I think we gotta wait till free agency for him because we're not trading with the Raptor, and they're gonna try to tax us because I don't know why we're suing them. That's just a conversation for another day. But OG is a good player, man, and he could do playmaking. Like I feel like the Knicks, we don't talk about how they need another playmaker. You see when Quickly comes into the game lately, and he's been playing with JB. It's been working because Quickly is that second playmaker that we want Randall to that the coach wants Randall to do. Like he really wants Randall to play make. And we saw that in the Miami game. He had like 6 or 7 turnovers. That's exactly what Miami's game plan was. Let Randall play make. So I think OG he's a very good playmaker as well, and he will fit this team extremely good. And it's funny, Don Juan, when I was listening to that show too, I'm like, this man, just say the name, just say OG, just say the name, because like we know that's what he's talking about, man. And then the guy asked him that, so that was pretty funny. But Zebo, give me your thoughts on OG.
Listen, man, the same way you feel about this Marjanovic trade, I feel the same way about this OG trade. I'm honestly tired of hearing about it. Like I'm really like listen, man, like with the team we have now, I already feel like with everyone playing consistently, this is an Eastern Conference Finals team. So I feel like the question moving forward that we all need to have when we talking about bringing a player in is does this player bring us does this player bring us to another level? Like
But
does this bring
Zebo,
us to one does this
let me
bring hold on, does this bring us to one of those elite teams? And OG just does not do that. Like I'm sorry, I'm just so confused. I forgot when OG got anointed to be the next Kawhi Leonard. Like he's not that. Like
Yeah, but
let
how
me
you
ask you.
he's pretty regular.
Let me
He
ask
is
you something. Let me
extremely
ask you
regular. Like
something. Let me ask you something.
This is not Kawhi Leonard we
Bro,
bringing
let me
in.
ask
Like
you.
this guy does
You
not bring
replace
us to the.
OG with if you replace Quinn Grimes with OG, and you already think we're championship
that's what I'm
content,
saying.
like
I didn't.
what
I
is it?
said Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't
I
say
know.
we
I
a
mean,
NBA.
sorry,
I didn't say
That's
we
pretty
a.
but
I
horrible.
didn't say
we're
we a. I didn't
replacing
say we
Grimes.
a
We're
championship team.
replacing Grimes, who's giving us nothing right now on offense,
Yeah.
playing good defense, and replacing him with OG, who plays
We're not
way
competing
better
with Boston.
defense.
We're not competing with Boston. We're not competing with
So
Boston.
how do you think we're
I'm
competing
sorry.
with Boston with
We're not
Grimes
competing
though?
with Boston or Denver. We not. But hold on. I didn't say that though. See, you see. Hold on. You're not
No,
listening
bro.
to me. You're
But
not listening to me because I
Eastern
said
Conference, Eastern Conference.
Eastern
That's what I'm
Conference.
saying.
I said Eastern. I said we Eastern Conference Finals team, right? If
Yeah.
I think we're right there. But are you telling me that we get? But right now, I'll be honest. I know we can't compete with Denver. We can't compete with Boston. I think we're right there with Milwaukee. But what I'm saying is that if we bring this guy in, he is not like again. He doesn't bring us right there with Boston. Like I don't think we're better with Boston with OG on the team. I just don't.
I hear that.
I could see that. I'm not complaining with.
Like
I'm not
he's just not
arguing that.
like he's just
I'm
not.
just
I don't know.
saying
I don't know why the value of him is so like the
replacing
va-
Grimes with OG that would
Huge.
just do wonders for this team because right now Grimes is tasked with guarding the best player, opposing players, but unfortunately Grimes is a little too short. I think
Mhm.
Grimes is like 6'4", 6'5", so he has troubles with the Jason Tatum's or the DeMar DeRozan's of the world, because he just doesn't have the height, unfortunately. But you bring an OG who's a better defender than Grimes, and he's about 6'9", if I'm not mistaken, 6'8", 6'9", a true three. He's a definition of a true three. Then you put RJ at the two. I think that's what I'm saying. I think it'll fit. I think it'll fit perfect. And this is a guy that doesn't need the ball in his hands. You know, you don't have to run plays with him in the Knicks offense. It's really not really running plays for guys. So that's why I'm saying like, and you said we're Eastern Conference, potentially Eastern Conference
Eastern Conference Finals team. Like I
with
feel like with
with
this team right
Grimes. So
now,
I don't know why you don't want OG, who's a better player.
because I don't think we're still better with Boston with him on the team. We're not better than that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be better than Denver with him on the team. Like this is not Kawhi Leonard, bro. This is the most overrated person I like. He's right there. He's right there with Joel.
Overrated. Okay.
He's complete. He's so overrated, bro. This is not Kawhi Leonard we talking about. Like we talking about somebody again. Like again. You spoke about the Raptors just being okay. Like come on, there's a reason he's on the trade block. Like if he's that valuable, why is Toronto right? Like why is Toronto keep like
Hey, we
why
see
does
good
Toronto
players
just
get
keep him?
traded all
Like
the
why is
time.
his name like
Because
why is his
Toronto
name
don't
out
got
there like that?
JB.
Because
Yeah.
again, he's not forcing his way out. They're like again, they're shopping him out there.
I
There's a
mean, he's a
reason
free
why.
Well,
agent.
he's
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 a
due
free
a
agent
big
to
payday
be.
soon,
Yeah,
you
he's a
know,
free
and
agent to be
But
to
if
be
he's like
clear.
that, why don't they just offer him the money? If he's that elite, because what y'all telling me is that this man is an elite defender. If that's the case, why isn't Toronto fighting hard to
well, there's
to
context. No,
win the team,
obviously, I
bro?
I hear I hear your
Like
point,
I just
but
don't see I
they
just don't
also
see it, bro.
they know his value. They're pretty much on the brink of rebuilding. They've been rebuilding for like the last 3 years. So when you're in that situation at that point, anybody could be had. It's just
Mhm.
can we get some the value that we want? And we heard last year they wanted 3 first round picks, something like that for OG. The league said no. Maybe they don't get the 3 round picks, but maybe they don't get somebody give up two. You know, there's a lot of teams out there that want that. That I wouldn't say are a missing piece away, but with OG are gonna improve. You telling me if OG goes to a team like the Kings, they don't go up a notch? No, the Grizzlies, who are a gritty team, but they could use a big wing. You know, that's still obviously you think he's overrated, but I think he's properly rated. Toronto
Yeah.
probably is. I think Toronto's overrated him because they want to get the bang for their buck. But I think he's properly rated. You know, we rated Josh Hart pretty heavily last year, and Ochi's better than him. You know, he's better than him realistically. Maybe we don't
But
notice
I mean,
because
how much though?
OG's
I
in
mean,
Toronto.
offensively maybe, but come on. I mean, better than I
Hey,
don't see. I don't even think I
No,
think
no,
defensively he's right there.
we gonna see OG on Friday, and the man might drop 40 because he's hearing about
Let me
talk
see.
about this.
I'm definitely taking the under. I don't know what his
Bro,
points is
OG
gonna
went
be.
off against
I'm
us not
assuming
too
it's
long
probably
ago.
gonna be like I'm assuming it's probably gonna be like 15, 17 points. I'm taking the under. I'm taking the under.
Let's see how he guards your
All right.
he guards your boy. Or he'll be probably guarding RJ. Or he probably guard JB. Let's see
Nah,
how
he's probably
Brunson
gonna
is.
guard JB. Yeah.
Let's see how
Nah.
Brunson
Oh
is.
yeah. Nah. Yeah. I definitely want to see this. Yeah.
So we'll be seeing Toronto on Friday, and Zebo he kind of lit OG's. I'm taking the over after hearing what Zebo said because Zebo went off on OG. But let's close out this show, fellas, and let's talk about this in-season tournament coming to an end. So the Knicks play the Hornets tomorrow, or whenever you listen to the show, Tuesday. Maybe the game already passed. Um, so you will know the results. So we'll talk about this briefly. The Knicks play the Hornets, and it's still a little complicated to me. Suppose they got to win to against the Hornets, and Milwaukee has to lose to Miami, and that's how the Knicks will get in via tiebreaker too. So the Knicks got to win against the Hornets by like 50, basically. They got to win by like 40, 50
Gotta play,
points or
yeah, yeah.
something and have the tiebreaker. There's also scenarios where if Milwaukee wins, the Knicks can make it, but the Cavs got to lose. Brooklyn has to lose. It's a whole mess. Listen, I like the in-season tournament. I actually kind of started liking it here as the season started. But for next year, they got to make it a little less complicated. Like it's just too complicated right now. I don't know what's going on. They told me Friday that if the Knicks lose, they'll be eliminated 100 times. But once they won, I'm like, so what happens next? Like
There
nobody
was
knows.
no
Like,
rules. There was no
yeah, it's
clear.
like okay, they didn't get eliminated, but now what happens next? Oh, they gotta hope that this team wins or loses, and they gotta win by 30. And I'm like, oh, come on, like, are you serious? So I just want to give you get your guys' thoughts about this in season tournament. Are you excited? Is it giving you a little more pep to a Tuesday night game against the Hornets, or how y'all feeling, Don Juan?
I'm not. You know, there being that it's just the first year. I feel like everything is just. I'm going with the flow. I'm kind of like you, where I don't. And I understand it, but it's still all this point differential things. Like I haven't done my research and see, how much points you got to win by, or how much the other team can't score. Like it is real complicated or complex, I would say. But at the same time, it's new. We're not gonna understand it right off the back. I mean, yesterday had somebody ask me, Nick fan too. He's like, man, I really don't understand this tournament at all. Like, how they made the divisions or the pools. Like, it's all over the place. And even that, I know how to do something with records, but I still don't know how what the breakdown of the pools were or how they work. But I mean, it seems like these games have been a hit. I mean, I've seen some really good games. The court design, some are a little funky, but they do bring a nice little color to the screen. I mean, even the Knicks color that has come around on me, and it looks pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm excited. It's something new. I feel like the NBA wants to spice up the season, and this is a nice way to spice up the first part of the season. So I hope especially the Knicks, that they are a team that shows up every night, that at least they could, reap the benefit of at the end of the day that they're playing every game like it's their last. So the Knicks should deserve a championship like this, but we might be a victim of being in a pretty tough, well, maybe not tough. We got the Bucks, but that's about it on our in our division. Well, Bucks
Yeah,
and Heat, no, the Heat are in there too,
yeah, but then
so
we
we
got
can say
the
it's pretty
Hornets
tough.
and we got the Hornets and the Wizards. So it's pretty uneven. Listen, I would love to go to Vegas, Sin City, and see that team play for 500K, and win the NBA Cup, and I'm gonna just be holding the NBA Cup right here, like so excited on the show. It's gonna be a party when we win that, fellas. You know that. Uh, Zebo, what's your thought on the closing of the end season tournament?
Yo, bro, I'm in. Like I'm not gonna lie. After that first game against Milwaukee, bro, like I was tight. I was tight that we lost that game because I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking I had the same sentiments as you. I was like, yo, come on, we already got eliminated. Because listen, bro, we Knicks fans. Like we've been blessed the last few years. Like it's been pretty good seasons, bro. But overall, it's been pretty dry. Like let's be honest. It's been a lot of heartbreak. So this is just for some teams that have won championships, like I get it. But I mean even teams like the Lakers, like LeBron is like the Lakers are taking this seriously. Like they're already going to the next round. And
Okay.
and and if you see around the NBA as well, like a lot of these players are taking it serious.
Hmm. Yeah, I think the Pacers are 4-0 right now too.
Yeah, the Pacers are 4-0 right now. Orlando's doing their thing. So, I mean, you're seeing these teams that haven't really won championships like really really put the effort in. Like, why not us? Why
Hmm.
not us? And like I said, like I think we can match up with we can match up with most of these teams. And so I'm in, bro. Like, if we can, a little bit of bragging rights for the season, like, just to be champions. And again, bro, we Knicks fans. We don't hear champion a lot, to be honest. Like we don't hear that. So to get
Either
one,
way,
that's
they're
a
gonna
win.
cut our asses for sure. They're gonna roast us
I
either
don't
way.
care. I don't. Let them do it. We
Yeah,
still go. We
okay.
gonna have a parade. I ain't gonna lie. You
I'll
and you
parade
know this
now.
too,
Calm
bro.
down, calm down. I'll
If we
parade.
if we
Close
win
the streets of the
if we
city.
win a parade if we win the tournament, right? Times Square's having a parade, bro. I'm telling you
Nah,
right now.
come on, no
34th Street is
parade,
gonna
no
be lit.
parade, no parade,
Yes,
no
there is, bro.
parade,
Watch. All
bro,
right.
no parade, no parade. Let's
We gonna record this. We gonna record this, bro, and watch. If we win the in season tournament, 34th Street might be it might be lit outside.
please no. I don't need no parade on the Grand Canyon of Heroes unless it's the real thing. But it is what it is, fellas. Listen, we got a nice week right here with Detroit. Also, after we play the Hornets tomorrow, Detroit and the Raptors. We can get a couple wins here, fellas, and really feel good here as we enter December. And that's when trade rumors and everything starts spicing up here. December, January, February, and the Knicks. They're gonna be active with all these pieces to go about it. But just give me really quick your thoughts, fellas, here the rest of the week. What you looking forward to seeing?
Mm.
Zebo, my fault.
Now you good. Yeah, bro. I mean, I expect this. Listen, these are teams that we should beat. Obviously, we ended the last few games losing against teams that against elite teams, which isn't good. But I think right now we're 1-6 against teams above 500. So the teams we're facing right now are under 500. So We usually kill those teams, so that's what I expect these next few games. Like I expect us to get that last second shot from Devin Booker out of our system after we face some of these teams. And so yeah, so I expect us to have a good week. I expect Julius Randle to bounce back and get back on track, man, because I need him to start showing a little bit more effort, man.
Yes, sir. What about you, Don Juan?
Well, good thing we got some. After the rain and after the storm comes a little sunshine, and there's the
Mm.
sunshine for us. Our guys been handling business against the weaker teams, and I can't expect any less from them. I was really surprised yesterday that they haven't been when it comes to whack teams or teams that they might have a couple injured players, they still perform, and the fact that they started off pretty slow was a bit disappointing to me, but nonetheless, I think that was just a little hiccup on the road, and we're gonna do our thing. We're gonna do our thing, man. I would say 3-0, maybe 4-0. I think we got even the Jazz after this. I mean, it's a pretty nice schedule for us to really gain some separations and catch up to teams like the Magic, who I'm not gonna say I'm not really sure who they've played, but I know they didn't have a harder schedule than us. I mean, we've definitely had a tough schedule so far this season, but the
Yeah,
Magic do have some good wins.
yeah. I
So
saw they beat the Celtics
yeah, on Friday I think it
the
was.
other day. So, oh man, yeah, great show, fellas. Man, you already know. Man, we closing on 1,000 subs, fellas. So when we reach that milestone, we're gonna announce a special giveaway. So hopefully we reach it by the next episode,
Yes,
so we
sir.
can announce that giveaway. And fellas, I don't know if y'all saw me with the show, with the sweater today. Got this sweater from my guys over at Knicksish.
Mm. Let's
Very
go.
good quality, very nice fire
Like
shirt.
that color too.
Yeah, they got the little pink, little off pink, dusty pink, they call it. I'm gonna put the link on the episode. Check out the guys at Nixish. They got a lot of fire gear. I got a lot of respect for a lot of guys and girls over there. I can't even start naming them. I don't want to leave nobody out, but you know, they even let me model. They even let me model a sweater. I'm about to retire my job and become a full-time model. Thanks to Nixish. They inspired my dream and my goals here to model. Thank you to everybody on Nixish. But for real, on a serious note, check their gear out. It's a fire sweater. They got a whole bunch of different colors. And Zebo Don Juan, I gotta check them out. You gotta check them out, fellas.
Girl, I'm gonna have to get some. That's what
Nah,
it's
that's a
dope.
fact. I ain't gonna lie. The sweater's smooth, bro. I like it. I like the design on it. Definitely a good color. I'm gonna definitely have to check the website out for sure.
Check them out. Check them out. But give me any get us out of here, Don Juan.
Well, like Triple M said, we got this giveaway as we approach 1K subscribers. Road to 1K. Just help us. If you could share, friend. I mean, share with your friends, share with the family, share with even on your social medias. Just give us a retweet, like. As always, gonna show love. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because you'll be automatically able to get in the fun and get some gear. What is it that we giving away? We're not sure. I don't think we decided yet, but we
We
got
got it
something nice
nice.
for
We're
y'all,
gonna be
man. We got
nice.
something nice for you guys.
Facts. That's a fact. Zebo, any last thoughts here as we get up out of here?
Man, just thank you, yo. Thank you to everybody, man, that be showing love, man. Just to see the growth within the last year, man, it's just been crazy. Like we was looking at some of the numbers and to just see how much, just to see how much love and support y'all give us, man, we appreciate it. So, we're gonna keep consistently, putting out content for y'all. We're gonna keep doing this and yeah, man, keep showing love, keep liking, keep subscribing and just thank you.
Yes, sir. You already know the vibes. Episode 69 in the books, fellas. We closing on a milestone on ourselves. 100 coming up.
It's a
Don
fact.
Juan, Zebo, and Triple M always on the ones and twos, man. Shout out to y'all for watching. Peace.